Let's talk about some more Pokemon Generation 10 stuff. I feel like Gen 10 has a little bit of hype right now. I mean, it's still a little bit of time away. This game is going to be coming out next year, guys. And we have a couple of posts pretty much claiming that it's coming out next year, which totally makes sense because Generation 9 to Generation 10, that's going to be a 4-year gap. It's typically been about a 3-year gap over the last couple of generations of Pokemon. You know, we've had all these delays. Pokemon Legends ZA, believe it or not, guys, it was supposed to be released in 2024. We were supposed to have this game a whole year ago, and we were supposed to have that DLC for the game in July of this year. So, you know, a couple of months ago, theoretically would have been the time of the release date for the DLC, but everything got delayed. We don't really know why it was delayed. A lot of people say the Terra leak. I don't think it was the Terra leak, and the reason why is because the Terra leak came out about a year ago, you know, give or take a couple of weeks, and we still never had like an actual trailer of this game before that. So that's why I don't think that the Terra leak is the reason why Legends ZA got delayed. I genuinely think that the reason why ZA was delayed a whole year was just so they could work on it more, just so they could make it a better game because, dude, the fans have been wanting a better Pokemon game. I mean, we all love Generation 9. Like, Gen 9 is super fun, but there were some issues, you know what I'm saying? Like, there have been issues with the last couple of years of Pokemon. Bro, I think they are cooking something up for Generation 10. I may have too high of hopes for Gen 10, but okay, we have some good news, but also kind of bad news about Generation 10. It depends how you look at it, and I'm going to explain it right now. Okay, so we just had the 15th anniversary of Pokemon Black and White, which, you know, some amazing games, and the Black and White remakes are next. Those are the next remakes, not the next Pokemon game, but the next, like, remake of a Pokemon game. We still don't know when it's coming out. They're definitely happening, guys. I don't know where this random, like, rumor online has gone out where they're not doing Black and White remakes, or, like, you know, people think that the Blueberry Academy is the Black and White remake. That just doesn't make sense, guys. That doesn't make any sense. Because that's just, like, a little fun kind of thing. Yeah, the Blueberry Academy took place in the Unova region, but, like, it really hardly had anything to do with actual Unova, like, in general. So, the Black and White remakes are still going to happen. They're still a couple years out, though. I don't think that they're going to be released until, like, minimum 2028, maybe even 2029. I don't know. We're gonna have to see depending on the release schedule of everything. Okay, so someone responded to that and said Generation 10 only Switch 2 because, you know, we're all talking about the Black and White remakes, you know, when the release schedule of that game is gonna come out, because typically every game has kind of like their own generation. Because, like, all the games released, you know, within the Generation 9 era are technically Generation 9 games, if that makes sense, even though it's not Gen 9 in general, if that makes sense. I know you guys know what I mean. Central League said yes, which Central Leagues has been saying this for a long time. Initially, we thought Generation 10 was going to be a Switch 1 and a Switch 2 game. I don't think it's going to happen, and that's why I'm saying it's kind of good news, but kind of bad news. And let me explain before you guys drop a comment saying why would they not put it on the Switch 1. But I do want to hear your thoughts, though, because it's going to be sad for the people that don't have a Switch 2. But let me say why this is good news first, and the reason why is because if this game is a Switch 2 exclusive, think about it. The Switch 2 is way more advanced than the Switch, which means the game could be built way better. Like, the game could be way bigger, way better animations, better graphics, which would be good for the game. Like, the game itself would be way improved, and I'm just so curious to see how this game would look if it's a Switch 2 exclusive Pokemon game. I mean, it would make sense, especially since, you know, we don't really have a ton of Switch 2 exclusive games yet. I mean, we will over the next couple of months. Like, they announced a couple Switch 2 exclusive games and stuff recently, so, you know, we are going to get more Switch 2 exclusives, but every single console needs its exclusive games, you know what I'm saying, to make it feel more worth it, because the Switch 2 is expensive. So, quick recap of the good news. Good news because the game could be bigger and better than any other Pokemon game, which would show progress as far as, like, you know, Game Freak games go. Pokemon games, because, you know, Game Freak does have the other game that looks pretty good. But bad news because not everyone is going to have a Switch 2 in a year. The Switch 2 is expensive. It's like $500 something dollars. It's an expensive console. I mean, it is really nice. Like, I love using my Switch 2 because the screen is so much better than my old Switch. But it's like not everybody can buy a Switch 2, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the bad news rolls in. But at the same time, by then, a lot of people will have a Switch 2, and then Christmas time is going to roll right around the corner after the Generation 10 release. Because new generations are typically released in, like, November-ish. So a lot of people will probably be getting a Switch 2 with Pokemon Generation 10 that Christmas. So, I mean, take this as you will. Like, what do you guys think? Do you guys want this to be a Switch 1 game and a Switch 2 game if it means that the game is not going to be as good? Like, the performance and everything won't be as good? Subscribe to the channel to help me reach my goal of 30k subs by the end of the year. And if you don't want to miss all Pokemon Legends ZA, Pokemon Generation 10, random news, updates, leaks, and just other Pokemon games in general, general, and check out my second channel, Fundora's Clips, where I'm trying to grow it to 500 subs, and we're super close, guys, so any support truly does go such a long way. A link to everything is in the description down below. Back to the video. Somebody else said, so you want to make another repeat of Gen 9 Rush development? They're going to take time like they did with Legends ZA. They already took their time. Gen 10 is releasing next year. ZA is the final Gen 9 and Switch 1 mainline game, which ZA is technically a Generation 9 game, but apparently Pokemon Home is going to recognize it as a Generation 10 game because, like, you're not going to be able to transfer any Pokemon from ZA backwards. You could put Gen 8 and Gen 9 Pokemon into ZA, but, you know, you can't put them back into Gen 8 or Gen 9, which is kind of weird, but I don't know, whatever. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Kind of weird, but so once again, ZA is going to be the last Switch 1 Pokemon game, which is crazy, because I even think Pokopia, I'm pretty sure, is going to be a Switch 2 exclusive. At least that's what I've been hearing. Kind of crazy, because that game could totally run on the Switch 1. I'm shocked that game is going to be a Switch 2 exclusive. Okay, so this is kind of cool. Did you know that Pokemon Legends Arceus was originally planned to have a semi-real-time battle system similar to Final Fantasy? Pokemon attacked automatically, but you could open the command menu, which would slow time to give them specific orders and moves. Could you imagine if that's how it was? That would be pretty neat. Then it says Game Freak has been working on making Pokemon battles real-time for a long time now, and their vision is finally fully realized with ZA. And he posted a video, which if you guys want to check out that video, you could check out Central League or just like look up that video. But this is pretty major because I swear there was like some sort of interview with somebody from Game Freak talking about how like they've always wanted the Pokemon games to be big open world games and like kind of more like real life. ZA is gonna feel like a real life game, not like as far as like the visual graphics go. I mean more on like the gameplay side of things, like, you know, we're moving around with our Pokemon, we could watch our Pokemon move in real time. I think it's going to be awesome, and I kind of wonder if this shows how Generation 10 is going to be with the battling. Typically every single Pokemon game builds up on, you know, the previous Pokemon game. So if they just keep building onto the battling systems and stuff with Generation 10, I wonder though, because this is going to be Generation 10, and you'd think that they're probably going to stick with the, you know, typical turn-based battling system, because a lot of people prefer the turn-based battling system. I personally like both. I love the turn-based, but I love how ZA is going to look. Like, I can't wait to try it. Who knows, maybe I'm not going to like how the Legends ZA, you know, gameplay is, or maybe I'll love it. I mean, I wonder if they could even implement like a system to give us both, you know, like turn-based and just kind of like the real-time battles. Let me know in the comments below. Do you guys prefer real-time or the turn-based? Okay, this is not a leak or anything. I just want to show you guys this. Cardinal swapped the color of Mega Raichu X and Y. In my last video, or one of my last videos, I talked about it's literally just, you know, Mega Pikachu and Mega Raichu. That's their excuse to give us a Mega Pikachu. This looks so much better. The Raichu colors, Mega Raichu X needs to have this color. And I mean, shoot, it totally does just look like Pikachu with some extra ears. I kind of do wish they did something a little different with the Mega Raichu Y design. I still like it, but I don't love it. I think X looks a lot better though. Guys, what do you think? Do you think this needs to be the color, or do you think they should just have the regular colors like from the reveal trailer? I think this is how it should look, to be honest. This looks a lot better to me. Here we go, another tweet of them saying, the 10th generation will come out next year. Yes. And here's something about some of these like random leaks. This is probably from 4chan, which, guys, be careful with 4chan. 4chan has like a ton of fake leaks. It also does have real leaks though. Sometimes 4chan stuff is actually legit, but a lot of it is fake. And Central said literally fake, which kind of doesn't surprise me, but I hope Flygon is still real though. They don't really specify what's fake. Who knows? Flygon could be real. You know, Toucannon could be real. Probably not, but guys, I hope Flygon is going to be in the DLC. Anyways, I do think we can expect Pokemon Generation 10 to come out next year, which is crazy. So here's what I think. I think Pokemon Day 2026, which is only a couple of months away, like for real. Seriously, I know there's gonna be comments saying, what do you mean a few months? Every time I say this, people are like, what do you mean only a few months? I mean, realistically, think about it. It's September, it's mid-September. We're almost even out of September, which is kind of crazy. Then we have October, November, December, January, and February. In February, we'll have Pokemon Day in 2026, which is gonna give us those huge announcements. They're going to totally announce Generation 10. And then we'll eventually get some more gameplay, probably some stuff about the new battle gimmick, some new Pokemon. Generation 10 hopefully is going to be huge. I hope they don't delay it another year. I mean, if they do, it won't be the end of the world. However, I think it's going to come out next year, especially since it's the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. It just totally makes sense. Let me know your thoughts. So do you guys think Generation 10 will be revealed and released next year? And do you think it should even be released next year? Let me know your thoughts. If you are real and watching this far in the video, comment down below tree, just to confuse those people that are not watching this far in the video. Hope you guys have a great day. Make sure to subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Someone